I saw an exciting leak about the upcoming Flip 5 that's, if it comes true, is going to make the Flip 5 finally the ultimate form of the flip phone. And we've had some kind of trickle down upgrades over the last couple of iterations. So like the Z Flip was the first one. Of course, it was the very first one. It wasn't going to be perfect. Then they came out with the 5G model, which everyone would kind of scratch their head. It really just to kind of replace the chip and add 5G. And then the Z Flip 3 really changed things. Made a lot of significant improvements. The Z Flip 4, totally love it. And they fixed a lot of things. Added extra battery, gave it better processor for battery power efficiency, and upgraded the camera sensor. So a couple of good things there. And yeah, Z Flip 5. So prominent leaker, can't remember his name, but he's pretty good about the leaking stuff. I'll have his name down here just because I can't remember it. But from what I saw and what he is reporting is it looks like we're going to, if it comes true, now put an asterisk next to this. This is not solidified. This is not something that I saw directly with my own eyes. But if this happens, and I think it will, and that's the only reason I'm talking about it, they're looking at a 3-inch screen on the front. Right now we got a 1.9-inch screen. And if you look at what we get with the Motorola Razr 5G, it's like 2.7. I think it's 2.7 inches. So a 3-inch screen would work wonders for this phone. And there's just enough space. If you see 1.9 here, if you add this extra area in, that gives us about a 3-inch screen. That would be amazing because the inferred thing that I'm thinking here, if we get a bigger screen, it will be functional. Like it'll be actually really, you can use it. Like you can do like type replies, right? Not just smart replies. You could actually type on it. You could watch a YouTube video. You could scroll through your Twitter. You could do all sorts of different things because you would have a big screen on the front. And that would be amazing. I mean, just for context, if you look back at the BlackBerry Q10, it had a 3.1-inch screen. The BlackBerry Classic had a 3.5-inch screen. So if you have a 3-inch screen on the front of this, that would be game changing. And that would make it like almost kind of like a full Junior. Like it would be neat because you would have a fully functional screen on the outside. And Samsung is very, very slow to make changes in what their idea is on this thing. So that is change number one that I believe will come true. I had hoped it would come true with the Flip 4. It did not. That's pretty much what it leaves us out there to do. I mean, really all there is left to do to fix this thing, to make it the best it can be, is, well, to give us the ability to use the front screen for more than just basically smart replies and looking at how many steps you took and a couple stupid emoji things that pop up, and it's just really not that useful. And it uses a tiny viewfinder to take pictures with, which, woohoo, I don't do that. Maybe you do if you cool, but whatever. So, yes, hopefully that's what's going to happen. Also, the other thing we're looking at is the rumor is that there will be a significantly diminished crease in the screen because there's going to be some changes made to the hinge mechanism. And the hinge mechanism, which you can't see. Let me grab my other phone. I have to take one of these out of the case. So the hinge is much, much smaller. Like they've made a lot of changes to this phone since it came out. Sorry, I'm trying to take this case off of my phone in real time while I talk. So the hinge, a lot thinner, a lot more flush. They've done a good job here. And it was funny because there was a lot of people saying, oh, it's going to have a better crease in the screen. It's going to be less noticeable. No, the sucker's not less noticeable. It's about as glaringly noticeable as the lights I put back up on the wall. So we have that going. Also, these are new lights. They don't quite do the same colors as the last one. I'm going to have to work on this to try and get the colors down because a lot of them look kind of washed out like this. So who knows? Might be some lighting adjustments. But I quit being lazy and I put them up myself too. I installed them. Anyway, not to really make it seem like I'm that great about installing things. It was one screw per each one. So it was pretty easy. Anyway, so yes, diminished hinge, like smaller changes made to it, ideally have less of a crease on the screen. Now, the crease on the screen, it's pretty well noticeable. I mean, it's there. Like you can't not unsee it. It's very, 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 very creasy. And I mean, for good, bad, or indifferent, whatever, it's at least it has IPX8. And a lot of the reasons that we get this justification, at least for what I've heard, for having the crease being there and the hinge the way it is because it does give the IPX8, which is the really good water resistance for your phone. No dust resistance, but you get the IPX8 rating, which I think is good to have, especially on such an expensive phone. So if we can get a little bit of a change to the crease, and make it less noticeable, that would be great. If we get the external screen upgraded and we get more space there and you can actually use it, that would be great. And that's pretty much the nail in the coffin for anybody else trying to make a flip phone in the US, like RIP. But I did see another leak. And the whole reason that I actually saw this one in the first place, there's some stuff coming out about this new Vivo flip phone. It looks pretty nice, and all indicators are that it's going to be a global release. So that means that you could probably pick it up somehow here in the US, and it would be a direct competitor for Samsung. And Vivo is one of the biggest brands over in China. They make really good phones. They do a lot of great cutting edge stuff with the cameras. So I would love to get my hands on a Vivo flip phone. I have not worked with them before. Or is it Vivo or is it Oppo? Maybe it's Oppo. One of the two. Sorry, I don't want to confuse people. I can't remember, and I'm doing this off the top of my head. So one of them. I wanted to... Shoot, is it Oppo or Vivo? Anyway, so I'll clarify in the comments down there. But they're looking at a global launch for it, according to the rumors. And if they can do that, that would be a great indicator, because that would offer more competition. That would put more stress and strain on Samsung. Competition is good. It means that you get better devices, usually more competitive pricing, and, well, it would just kind of push the envelope a little bit more instead of just leaving Samsung here alone to keep doing what they want. And ideally, it would be great if Motorola would get re-engaged like Maverick.
Get in there, Maverick. You can't leave him. Come on, Maverick. What the hell are you doing?
Talk to me,
Maverick,
Goose.
get in there, for Christ's sake. Ice is in trouble. He's got
to
no
me,
cover.
Goose.
Get in there, Maverick. You won't last down there alone. Get in the fight, for Christ's sake. Maverick! Maverick!
Maverick's re-engaging, sir.
And decide to actually bring their phone to the US, because the Motorola Razr 2022 actually looks like a pretty decent phone. I want one. I want to get my hands on it, but I'm not going to pay like $1,300 for a Chinese model that hopefully the software works on it properly. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm not really at the point to open up my pocketbook to get one right now. So if they bring it to the US, you bet your socks I'm going to get one. And I'd love to see that, but I think the problem they're having is pricing. And of course, they're not going to get it on carrier shelves anyway. I'm sure probably there's probably some issues going on with Verizon, because it seems like every time they come over with the Motorola phones, they're always exclusive to Verizon first, and that really hurts them. Like the first Razr was, I believe, was Verizon only. So who knows? I don't know what's going on there. The phone looks cool. I saw Mr. Mobile's video. He does a great job. He loves the flip phones like I do. So yeah, I think there's some promise there. And then this upcoming one that we're going to get in the future, Vivo or Oppo, whichever one it is, I will be happy about it, and because I want more of these flip phones. I like the flip phones. I enjoy them, and I think Samsung does a great job. I really, really fell in love with the Z Flip whenever that came out. Well, not initially. When it first came out, I was really against it because it was like $1,500, and I wasn't impressed with the camera and the hardware and stuff. But they made changes throughout the time that it's been available, and then I got a Z Flip, and I'm like, man, I love this. And then I got the 5G, and then I was like, man, I really like this, especially in that Mystic Gray color. One of the best phone colors ever, like in the history of ever, all times. And then the Z Flip 3 just took things to the next level, but the whole problem with those three phones was the battery. So now we've got better battery, and we've got a better processor, and we're looking at the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 once this comes out in next year, probably 8 plus Generation 2, which would be cool because that would be a year from now. So that would be great. I would love to see that. But anyway, if we get those changes, if we get that bigger exterior screen, I'm sorry, it's pretty much game, set, and match in the US for pretty much any other flip phone manufacturer, because not only is it going to be pushing the best hardware, arguably, and the best, they have the best longevity. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. We're also looking at the history, the legacy, the name notoriety, all that stuff. It's going to be a hard cookie to crumble here in the US for somebody else to really make a dent in that. And Motorola was, well, they were kind of the best ones in position to do that, and then they just fell on their face. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really excited about the prospect of that. That would make it the ultimate flip phone. What do you think? Do you think that those are meaningful upgrades if it happens? I sure hope so, and I really do think it's going to happen. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. I thought it was going to happen with this last go-around, but now with the Z Flip 5, it pretty much has to. And if they do that, that pretty much, like I said, I think that puts a nail in the coffin for a lot of other companies. So we'll see what happens. What do you think? Are you excited about that? Do you think that would be a great move? Do you think that that would really take it to the next level and make the Flip the ultimate flip phone. And they've done good things already, and I really love the extra battery life, the processor, the improved camera sensor, all sorts of things. I am a big Z Flip fan. I mean, I've been covering them since the get-go. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, then please go in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.